So, Sam, are you playing sports growing up?
Define play. Did I participate in sports?
Yeah, did you
Yes.
participate in something?
Yeah, I played basketball. I played tennis, and I played, and I did bowling. Um,
Hmm,
so those were kind of my main sports. I wish I had any sort of athletic ability at all. Unfortunately, I do not.
okay.
Um, but I always enjoy sports. So I was the band nerd. Sorry,
So, what you playing band?
clarinet. Yeah, yeah,
Clarinet. Okay.
yeah. That's my instrument. So
All right. I respect the band.
appreciate it.
G, who edits content, was in the band for almost 2 years.
Uh huh.
Um, and then Haley, who went to UCLA, was in the high school band, played piano, other instruments, who went and was a kind of a leader in the band at UCLA when she was there for 4 years. So we
Oh,
got
cool.
band love, man.
Oh yeah, that's good to hear for sure. It's actually funny because most people in my life know me as that like that's my identifying characteristic, and most people in the hobby have no idea that I'm a musician. So it's
I
kind of a
talk to
weird.
people on here. There are so many other things. This is why I ask these questions, right? But
Yeah,
there are so many other things that people do, have done, aspire to do. Certain
yeah.
businesses people have started. There are different layers to every collector, man. Every
Oh yeah,
person,
for sure.
or investor, or flipper. There's somebody. They've done many things.
Yeah, it's just funny because like I'm on here as a expert or whatever you want to say, but I'm in music. I'm actually like one of the top people in the world at what I do. So it's it's kind of funny to like be getting into this other thing now where people have just no idea who I am, and there's something liberating about that for
It
sure.
is. There is
Yeah,
something liberating about that. It's
yeah.
kind of mind frame. Like when I played sports, I was telling Demetrius today, and now we're
Mhm.
talking. And I was telling them about when I first left playing football, kind of what my mindset was. You play a contact sport when you're in college. Every Saturday, you go to war,
Oh, yeah.
right? So then when you come out here, you become a pedestrian.
Yeah,
What are you doing? Where's that outlet coming from?
right.
And a lot of former players, professionally, college, wherever, they struggle with that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very difficult. But I think most people watching the games is like, okay, your career is over. You just move on. I played from 14, 15 to 22. And when I left, that was a third of my life.
Yeah.
It's not easy to just walk away. But
How
luckily,
did
I had some parents talking to me from when I was a young kid.
yeah.
I knew I was more than a football player.
Yeah, but how'd you I mean, you identified with that for so long, so how'd you kinda transition out of it?
Well, I'll tell you this, right? And I was telling him this today. For the first 3 years after I played, I didn't watch any football. I didn't watch anything in college. I didn't watch anything in the pros. There were some guys that I played against in college that went on to play in the pros. So I could turn on the Bears game and see a guy running around, and I was blocking at one point.
That's cool.
It's part of that that's like, man, that's cool. Part of that that's like it bothers you.
Yeah, because you
But
wanna be a part of it.
yeah, but then like I was telling Demetrius today, is that you have to sit down and think, right? If I was in any country, any other country in the world, I'm not a football player.
Right,
Right? That sport doesn't exist anywhere else.
right.
So I've walked away thinking like I'm more than that. But I already knew that from being a kid. I mean, my parents stressed school, academics. What are you doing? Uh, what groups are you participating in? All that stuff was stress.
Mhm.
But when you go to school and you play at a pretty high level, um, you got to get a reminder that you got more to do. So, and then there are other ways to participate in sports, right?
Right.
We're participating in it our own way right now.
We
We're sit
are.
yeah, we're sitting talking about cars. We're talking about some stuff we used to do before, and, I was lucky enough where I tried to bring the pain, Sam, when I was on the field. So I never had a broken bone, never had a knee surgery, never had anything scoped,
Mhm.
anything. Part of that is because you're very lucky if you play sports at a high level, and that does not happen.
Yeah,
So I know that I was lucky. So then I moved on, did other things, went back to school, worked, did other things, and you can find reward in those things too if you just look at it and don't
absolutely.
don't don't judge yourself on something else. Just be your own person. And I
Yeah.
take pride. We got taught early, my brother and I, of being our own people, not following anybody, not trying to be somebody else, being comfortable in your own skin. And I think the more people spend time with that, you're not worried about the rest. I played when I played. I don't even really talk about football a lot. You know, my last game was in the late '90s. We're in
Mhm.
2022 right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even talk about that. There are people that are grown now, or weren't even born yet, that are grown when I started playing ball.
Right.
So I've moved on to other things. You know, rolling with FD is one of them.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to teach my sons. You know, G is learning a lot of stuff, getting out, meeting people, and my 6-year-old Junior is going to more shows now and learning more stuff, meeting people, greeting people. It's not even about the cards yet. Shaking people's hands, talking to folks. I didn't go to my first show until I was about 14 years old. He's able to go at 6. So that's a win for me, right?
Yeah.
That's better than pulling and blowing the hole up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I agree.
It's much
Very
better,
cool.
man.